Very pointed. Like, if Natalie wasn't a part of my life, blah, 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 fucking blah. Well, let me explain something to you. When I drove 1,700 miles away from Virginia, Natalie was out of my life, and that's how it should have stayed. But it didn't stay that way. Matter of fact, I didn't even make it out of the state of Virginia before I had people harming me emotionally over their slander. When I got back to Boulder, it turned physical. And it was physical. Either the first or second day that I was there, I had people pushing and shoving me, but they weren't actually hitting me. So I didn't consider it actual assault, although legally it is actual assault. Now, he's saying I solidified my image as a psycho or some shit like that by posting up pictures of Natalie. I was trying to help find her, you dumb son of a bitch. And you notice, Rob, that I haven't called you any mean fucking names during all of this, but I'm not even halfway through, and I really don't like you. It's very one-sided and very pointed. See, that's the thing, is that you're not posting up any of the stuff that I had to show. It's all over my fucking Facebook. It wasn't the fact that Natalie wasn't a part of my life that was the problem. It's the fact that she needed to be a part of my life long enough to tell these people to knock it the fuck off. Over crimes I didn't even fucking commit. Jesus fucking Christ. Over 3 years of abuse. Over slander. Thousands of people have taken part in the threats, harassment, and assaults against me. All over slander that happened over 3 years ago. The reason that I was posting up those pictures of Natalie is so that people knew who they were fucking looking for. This is Natalie Marie Bollinger. She is missing. Help find her. Train. Guy says I was typing erratically. See, this is about choice words. If you use the right words, the right pointed words. And what are the right pointed words? Words like erratic. Typing erratically. I was scared shitless. This phone call that I got at Miss Peach's house was a phone call that I had been dreading for over a year. I knew in the back seat of that fucking police vehicle, Geralt Rivia, message retracted. Huh. I wonder what he typed. We'll wait for the train to go by. It distracts my ability to think. Who are the first two people I got a hold of when Natalie disappeared? I got a hold of Sarah Rubiolo, who has a lot of friends in common with myself and Natalie, just in case she was missing from Colorado. I also got a hold of Britt Roloff, who was in North Carolina, just in case she was missing from Virginia. Now, something this guy has yet to mention. I mean, after listening to that, he doesn't mention the fact that the stuff that I was typing was to try to help find Natalie. To try to help find her. These pictures that I had of Natalie were pictures that she sent me. Natalie sent me these pictures. They were accusing me of stalking her because I drew a picture for her mother. They were saying that I drew that after I left Virginia. No, I drew that in Virginia for Natalie's mom. I was supposed to draw one of Alicia as well. By the way, those of you who read the messages between Natalie and I, you know that that was at Natalie's request. You know that she asked me to draw a picture of her. She asked me to. The fucked up shit that Natalie and her friends and family put through before she was fucking killed was incredibly wrong. You don't like the fact that after months and months of abuse, of not being able to see my loved ones, that I was pissed off? After being assaulted repeatedly and threatened repeatedly, and the police won't do a goddamn thing, and these people won't follow through with their promises to kill me? You want to pretend like I'm a bad person because I wasn't all happy-go-lucky all the goddamn time? How the fuck would you feel? Before Natalie was killed, I was trying to get a fucking court date. I was trying to get help in person. Hell, I wasn't stalking anyone. I was trying to get help because I was being stalked over these lies. Now, I'm trying to get through this because so many of you type to me, oh, Sean, you know, at the end of it, it's different. You know, he says different stuff. I haven't gotten that far. I'm 8 minutes into the thing and it's 90% bullshit. How am I supposed to feel about that? 90% bullshit. Let's see if the other 3/5 of it are bullshit. So far, I'm not impressed. So far, from what I've listened, this guy has done the same thing that Jennifer Jazowski did, and the same thing that Josh and his friend Mike Boudet did. How about the whole truth? Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't it be nice if the accused were allowed to face their accusers? Wouldn't it be nice if the courts observed the laws? Wouldn't it be nice if the police followed the law themselves? Wouldn't it be nice to smoke a doobie? Wouldn't it be nice to go to Boulder? No, not really. I'm not interested in smoking a doobie right now, and I don't want to go somewhere where I'm unsafe. Now, here, I'm still unsafe, but I'm safer than if I were in Boulder. I'm actually safer in this camper trailer or in this horse trailer than I am up at low income. Um, interesting. When you make a video like that, you have to give context from the perspective of people who saw you. The whole truth is in the video. You have to watch it to get it. Well, I hope so. Later on in the video, are they going to show the stuff from me that proves that this first half of the video is all bullshit? That's a good question. I'm going to end this stream and I'm going to start playing a little bit more. We'll see how far I get into it before I make another one of these videos. I also want a new back. Fuck, mine hurts. Got to hang out with Chris Stegman a bit yesterday. I was able to get a little bit of yard work done over there at his dad's house. Nice. I can't actually say it was yard work. I can't actually work. I work at about 1/10 the pace that I would have to work in order to get paid. And also, I have to take a lot of rest after that. I was going to go over there again this morning and get started, but my back is pretty fucked up. It might take 2 or 3 days for me to recover from what I had to do yesterday. It's something a lot of people weren't getting. You should go here and you should go there. Meanwhile, most of that time I was on foot. Now let's see. Maybe this Rob feller, maybe he cleans it up a bit. Maybe he actually bothered to look into all of it. The fact is, the police in Natalie's case They told me that they knew I didn't kill Natalie. But they never told the news that. And then they told me that they did tell the news that, and they just can't determine what it is that the news prints. Meanwhile, Danica Garner was in contact with me. This is one of Natalie's ex-stepmothers, and she was telling me they're just waiting on DNA to come back. Obviously, they were waiting on my DNA to come back because they didn't do any actual police work until after that. If they'd have done any actual police work, they'd have had Joseph Michael Lopez before my name ever popped out. Now, another thing is, there's a lot of things that I had to learn through all of it. Like when I was in Joseph Michael Lopez's court date, I learned that the FBI can't look at your text messages, and they can't get your text messages unless they have access to your phone in specific and you unlock it for them. Without that, they can't look at those text messages. That's why it was so important for me to get the FBI to take a look at that shit in person. And the one time that I almost had the opportunity to do that, I only got that opportunity because I lit a fucking fire and threatened the President of the United States' fucking life. You know how crazy it is that I had to do such desperate shit? Holy fuck. Like, seriously, how many of you have had to go so far as to threaten to kill the President of the United States? How many of you have had to do such desperate shit to try to get the police to take your report? There are at least 100 officers, or at least 100 conversations, where officers tell me that they can't do anything because of jurisdiction. Meanwhile, all of the things that they said they couldn't do for me because of jurisdiction, they did for these other people. How many of these situations happened in Broomfield? None. Getting railroaded in court, the court date that I was prevented from going to, where everything that they claimed was either bullshit, manufactured, or from outside of jurisdiction. They even tried to have both of those court dates at the same time. Shelley and Danica tried to set it up to have court, both of them, at the same time in different jurisdictions. Neither of those jurisdictions of which any of this took place. So neither of those charges, neither of those court dates was even legal. Then there's the fact that I was incarcerated, which prevented me from going to other court dates. And legally, because I was incarcerated, Lazy Films typed, yo, why did you kill that girl? See, here's another fucking idiot. Doesn't realize that Joseph Michael Lopez is serving 48 years for killing her. He pled guilty to it. Now, doesn't mean that he's guilty. I'm going to say that right now. Just because he pled guilty doesn't mean he is guilty. Matter of fact, any black man in Arapahoe County, Jefferson County, Boulder County, or Adams County in Colorado can tell you, yeah, you don't have to be guilty. They got ways of torturing you into pleading guilty, including not allowing you to go to your court dates. Or if witnesses show up to your court dates, they postpone the court date, like they did with Alyssa Rainwater. Alyssa Rainwater showed up to one of my court dates. Now this Lazy Films dude is typing, you framed an innocent Mexican kid. Why did you murder her? I didn't know Joseph Michael Lopez existed, bud. Matter of fact, that was a complete fucking surprise to me. I was for certain either Tim Beeson or Ted Bollinger killed Natalie. Tim Beeson because he was the one who was actually stalking her. She moved 1,700 miles to get away from Tim Beeson. Why did she get back with him when she got back to Colorado? Because he had the fucking drugs, dumbass. He had the heroin that she wanted. He also had her dog. The fact is, there's over 250, because I've added a few since I was telling y'all there were 200. There's over 250 conversations with witnesses. There's over 200 conversations with law enforcement. There's at least 30 interactions with law enforcement. It says, didn't you take her in the woods and kill her, though? What does that have to do with heroin? Except I didn't take her in the woods and kill her. She was killed at McIntosh Dairy, shot in the head from 6 to 15 inches away with her boyfriend's 9mm Glock. It's a 9mm Luger Parabellum. For those of you who are not familiar with the caliber, a guy by the name of Georg Luger invented a semi-auto pistol in 7mm. 7mm was found to not be powerful enough by most of the militaries of the day, so he chambered it up as big as he could go, which was 9mm, and that's how the 9mm Luger Parabellum was invented. It's a German round. It's also the most popular submachine gun round. 22 long rifle is still the most popular weapon for murder. There are more people killed with 22 long rifles than all other caliber of handgun and rifle combined here in the United States. Now it says, so you stole a gun too. See, here's the thing about that. Natalie traded her boyfriend. She had a couple of boyfriends when she died, by the way. She had Joseph Moreno and, God, what is that other fucking pipsqueak's name? He got a hold of me to threaten my life, too. The thing is, she stole her boyfriend's gun and traded that to Joseph Michael Lopez to shoot her in the head. He kept those as prizes. He very well could have turned into a serial killer, and there's a possibility that he killed people before he killed Natalie. But then there's also the fact that there were homeless people in Denver who were killed just for looking like me after Natalie disappeared. You know how that makes me feel? Like shit. How does it make Alicia feel? She doesn't give a holy goddamn. These weren't her friends. These people that were killed didn't have the drugs that she wanted. So obviously they don't make a holy fucking goddamn bit of difference to her, just like her sister didn't make a goddamn bit of difference until she was dead. Protect herself from what, Lazy Films? Lazy Films type. So she stole her boyfriend gun to try to protect herself from you trying to kill her, and you go a hold of it and murder her with it. Nope. She didn't need a gun to protect herself from me. I needed a gun to protect myself and my loved ones from her friends and family. Geralt of Rivia, message automatically held for review, hidden by Sean David. View deleted message. Geralt of Rivia type Lazy Films. Oh, shut the fuck up, you bastard. And see, this is the thing, is that I can't defend myself against this. This is only on the internet, so it's not so bad. It's not like walking down the street here in Chapel, Nebraska, and have people fucking throw stuff at me. It's not like going down to see my brother in Boulder, Colorado, and having people fucking assault me for crimes I didn't commit. In order to get away with the things that the police got away with, they have to ignore all of the crimes against me. Because if they give any light in court to any of the crimes against me, these officers can all be held accountable. Now, one of the officers here, one of his friends, whose name I don't even know, came to talk to me about just letting him go because he's got kids. Fuck you! Hell no! I'm going to push this especially hard because you do have kids. You, as a police officer, is this the example you're setting for your children? that this is okay, that this is acceptable, that treating a human being in this fashion, because you did something wrong, is okay. That it is okay to abuse your position of power because you don't want to get in trouble, because